Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Matthew and today we're doing another video. Today we're doing another review on the Funko Pop, Kamino, and Pelops II from Godzilla Singular Point. It's actually kind of rare that a company would go ahead and make a figure based on one of the human characters in a Godzilla movie or show for that matter. And it's especially rare that Funko would actually dabble into Godzilla in general, because the only two other Godzilla things we've had prior to this was Godzilla vs. Kong and the classic Godzilla. Like, it was a general classic Godzilla. It wasn't meant to be like any specific version. Although I do recall back then I made a video discussing what the incarnation of said Godzilla would be, and it was the Heisei. But honestly, I just think it's just the general Godzilla, because even the Heisei has a lot of things that are like not that don't really match the Funko Pop. For example, that the Funko Pop has green skin, that Heisei has charcoal skin. Well, that being said, let's take a look at Kamino and Pelops II, which I'm gonna just say this right off the bat. I have not watched the Godzilla anime, Singular Point, in over 3 years. So I watched it when it premiered back in 2021. Thought it was good, but I haven't really seen it since. So my memory is quite hazy on the show. So please do forgive me if my memory is not the best, if I say something wrong, or if I'm even mispronouncing the names of the characters. Because remember, again, it's been 3 years. So let's go ahead and dabble into this. So first of all, let's start with the sculpt and paint, and let's take a look at May. But before we actually start this, let me just put this into perspective here. Funko decides to make a Funko Pop based on one of the human characters that relatively a lot of people have seen, yes, but haven't made one based off Ghidorah or Rodan yet. They already did Mothra, they already did Mechagodzilla, and they already did Kong and Godzilla himself, but not Ghidorah and Rodan. Y'all might want to get on that. You have the license to them. Especially Megalon from the board game. Don't think I don't know about that. I own it. It's right here. Okay, okay, I'm rambling at this point, but that's kind of what I do. So, for the overall mold, May is definitely the one that looks most like a Funko Pop to me. Obviously, because she's got the big bobblehead and the kind of much more accurately proportioned body. So, taking a look at the head here, it's definitely got the details nailed down into the show. The glasses are actually separately molded, which I was not expecting. I thought they would just be molded onto the face, but no, they're actually like separate pieces of vinyl, and they're color brown too. We have like the solid black eyes, obviously, little beady little nose, tiny little eyebrows. So it's very simplistic, It's nothing like too overly complex like the Godzillas, but it's definitely appeals to the eye as far as color goes. And speaking of the color, let's talk about the magenta hair, which again I know is in the show, but this is actually really well done. Especially like the little hairpiece up there, that's really well done as well. And I honestly gotta say, like the overall look of it captures the show, not like accuracy, but in terms of like the design itself, really well. But talking about the body too, we do get a bit more complex detail, for lack of a better word. We definitely have the M logo that May has, of course. We have like little backpack, of course, little sleeves, and I like how she's actually clenching the backpack like she's putting it on, and of course, the little backpack, little lizard. I forget. Did it have a name? Did it actually have a name? I don't know actually. Um, But of course, the clothing actually looks really well done on this. Again, I really like the detail on the shoes. It definitely really shows like the paint application's actually really well done. There's not much paint splotches, which is actually again, really good for something of this size. And I still can't get over this tiny little backpack. This thing is adorable. And honestly, there's a lot that I feel like Funko really nailed on this thing. And even like going down to like the bottom where you can obviously see the peg holes to the stand. We'll get back to the stand. But it even just looks, again, it looks great as far as like, even just from the back here, obviously the big hair is gonna make it look more like a Dr. Seuss tree than anything. If you've seen the Lorax, you know, you know. But again, talking about the backpack itself, it's got like a green to like a blue kind of spine, so it's definitely Godzilla-esque, obviously with the tiny little teeth. And you know, it honestly, again, I got really nothing else to say aside from this thing looks really good, and I'm really happy with how this thing turned out. And also, if anyone's wondering, for articulation, yes, there is a head swivel. And when I first opened it up, I thought it was a bobblehead, like some of the Star Wars figures, but no, it's just a basic head swivel. Yeah, no. She's like, no, I'm not a bobblehead. But I mean, it looks like one. You could probably like pop off the head and like put like a spring in there so it, like acts like one. Although you're gonna have to find a really good stand for it. Next, let's take a look at Pelops II, which Pelops II is an AI character that actually plays quite a significant role in the show. And honestly, Pelops II is so cool looking. I I love how adorable. Like if you told me that Pelops 2 would come from a Godzilla show or Godzilla movie, then I probably wouldn't believe you, but here they are. So yeah, here we have the eyes and the ears. Same kind of like bluish green. I don't know how I messed that up that badly. But we have a essentially what is orange plastic. It feels more like plastic than vinyl, but maybe it is a vinyl. Going all around the body. Here we have like some obviously white for the face. Tiny little. It's a bit of a darker shade compared to the eyes and ears of color of a little snoot. Tongue is out, and of course here we have a little collar that's in the shape of a bone. And of course, a little tucked in tail. Yeah, the stand does not like this. Does not like Pelops 2, but here we have the stomach, which actually has some fine printing on it, and of course, little not paw pads. They're more like little stumps because there is no paw pads on this one. And bottom of the feet, they look pretty well done too. Obviously, the whites really got a lot. As far as like in the way of actually talking about how well it's applied. And also for posability, there's nothing on Pelops too, which I find not nothing like over the yeah, how to say this. It's nothing like game changing or anything if it did have posability, but it'd be interesting. So as for accessories, even though I just said it, name dropped it like who knows how many times, both May and Pelops come with their own unique stands. May has the bigger one, and one of the or the pegs is smaller than the other. That's gonna go in her right shoe, the smaller one, and the bigger one's gonna go in her left shoe. So you just want to like line it accordingly, push it down. It does take some force, but once you got it, it's no problem. And Pelops 2 only has one peg and only has one hole, so you just stick the peg into the hole and you're all good. However, my copy seems to have a bit of a loose fit, and because that there's no additional ones, you can kind of play around with it a little bit, almost like a magic, like a little music box or something. But yeah, that's basically it for accessories. Small little disc-like stands. Nothing too complex. So, for some size comparisons, here they are next to their brethren, not really brethren, but co-stars, Godzilla Ultima and Godzilla Ultima with Heat Ray. And at last, I have a full complete set. I'm not counting the the glow in the dark Heat Ray Godzilla because it's even debatable, like if I even want to get it or not, because it's literally just this with a glow effect. So I could literally just spray paint this and get the same effect. But whatever, this is the lineup. And for some more size comparisons, here they are next to some other Godzilla Funko Pops with obviously Kong from GVK, Mothra from King of the Monsters, the blacklight version, which is the only version, and the Mech Godzilla from 2021, which, two things. One, I believe that these three are the only Godzilla Funko Pops that actually come with stands, although you can't really remove Mothra's. And two, spoilers for Godzilla Singular Point's ending, but I mean, it's been out for 3 years, so get on it. When will this come into effect with you? We need answers from Mechagodzilla. Come on, make it happen, Toho. Season 2. Season 2. Also, if Mothra ends up being a significant role in Season 2, I really feel like she is going to have some sort of role with her. And for the last bit of Funko Pop size comparisons, here, well, mainly Pelops II is compared to the keychain versions of Godzilla and Kong. So it's a little difficult to determine, but they are roughly the same height, which if you were to just I think it would be easy money if Funko literally just took this thing off the stand, repackaged it, and put a little keychain on it. Like, it's right there, Funko. It's literally dangling right in front of your face. Easy money. And for the last bit of size comparisons, here they are next to some more standard sized Godzilla action figures with the NECA Godzilla 2014 and the Playmates Godzilla 2004 from the Toho Classic series. Still my favorite in the all-time collection. And so, what are my overall thoughts on this figure? Final thoughts. I honestly think we should get more of this. No, like, genuinely, I really think we should get more of this. Because I think of all the Godzilla movies, only one human character, well, it's not, two human characters, and they're not even really technically humans, they're humanoid-esque creatures, they're fairies. That should automatically tell you who I'm talking about, the Mothra twins, to really get any sort of, like, Godzilla figure made of them. I'm sure there has been some other cases in the past, but it's always been the monsters. The humans, you know, they are what carry the Godzilla story. It's not just Godzilla himself. That being said, for Funko to really dabble into the human side of the characters really makes me see, like, it makes me feel happy that they're finally getting some love and support, because I can't think of any of the major companies that tackle the MonsterVerse license, like NECA, Bandai, Monster Arts, Haya, Playmates, that would ever do any sort of human character. I know, like, McFarlane did it with their Skull Island line, but anyone can make a figure of, like, Samuel L. Jackson and call it a day. So as long as he actually had the license. But as for this, really good quality. I definitely think that this is a worth of a pickup if you like Singular Point, or if you're a completionist, or if you just like make Kamino a lot. Hopefully for the right reasons. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys liked it, definitely subscribe to the channel. Believe in Jesus, accept him as the Lord, Savior today. Spread the gospel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace, everyone. God bless.